Angelina Jolie exposes her rebel-turned-saint myth by trashing Brad Pitt. As a brand, Brangelina spent more than a decade on lockdown. Their comp had no leaks. Tabloids knew nothing the couple didn't want known. Their image as the chic-est, jet-setting-est, most racially harmonious family on earth was impenetrable. Until Tuesday, when Jolie's filing demanding sole physical custody sent the media into overdrive. What had Pitt, heretofore known as a devoted father, possibly done? Incredibly, almost on the hour, the story kept advancing. TMZ reported that Jolie had concerns with the way Brad was parenting and that she was fed up with his heavy use of weed and alcohol. He had an anger problem. Next came accusations of Pitt cheating with a co-star and with Russian hookers, their nationality and odd detail of using hard drugs, and of verbally and physically attacking one of their children on a private plane. Within 72 hours, the world knew more about Brangelina than in the 12 years they had been together. It was sordid and dirty, the photo negative of the perfect image they had so smugly, aggressively promoted. The likeliest source of that narrative flip? Angelina Jolie, who at 41 has masterfully manipulated the media for over 2 decades. Strategically, Jolie seems miles ahead of Pitt, but she may lose the long game. Video reportedly exists of the plane incident, and no physical altercation is said to have occurred. People have come to admire her, but they love him. The whole thing seems very impetuous, says Jolie's biographer, Andrew Morton. Her mother would freeze out people for whatever reason, and now Angie has frozen out Brad, who was far more dignified and just issued a quiet statement. By so publicly disparaging the father of her children, some old enough to read what's being said online, Jolie is endangering her own self-created myth, that of depraved Hollywood hellion turned Saint Angelina, humanitarian nonpareil. It's bad dad versus Saint Ange, Morton says. The ultimate losers are the children. And Jolie's halo, which may be revoked. It's easy to forget how deeply weird Angelina Jolie was when she came on the scene in the mid-90s. There's an entire generation that knows her as an actress, yes, but more so as the selfless philanthropist, the devoted mother of 6, one half of the most glamorous couple in Hollywood. Jolie has never used a publicist, and this has only added to the sense, true or not, that she's authentic. But she is, at heart, an actress. Jolie and her estranged father, actor Jon Voight, share one key trait: both, she's said, are drama queens. As a premillennial starlet, Jolie was unlike any of her peers. She was in stark opposition to the arch-cosmopolitan waspiness of Gwyneth Paltrow, who was then engaged to Pitt. She made Winona Ryder's eccentric darkness seem purely adolescent. Drew Barrymore, with her trauma, her drug use and mid-20s marriage spree, could not compare. Jolie carved her own niche, controlled her own narrative, and it was impossible to look away. She was the wildest of the wild. She divulged thoughts and experiences so outlandish, you had to wonder how much was true. She spoke of self-harm, rampant drug use, heroin, she said, her favorite, her bisexuality, how much she loved knife play and S&M, her history of insomnia and eating disorders, of committing herself to the psych ward at UCLA for 72 hours, of suicidal ideations and of once hiring a hitman to kill her before changing her mind. All this by age 22. In 1996, she married British actor Jonny Lee Miller. She said she wed in a white shirt with Miller's name scrawled in blood on the back. They divorced in 2000, the same year Jolie began cavorting with her brother, James Haven, on red carpets, making out in front of photographers. When she won the Best Supporting Actress Oscar that year for Girl, Interrupted, she gushed over him in her acceptance speech. "I'm so in love with my brother right now," she said. It was too weird, even by Hollywood standards. Haven quickly receded from Jolie's public life, and within weeks, she wed her Pushing Tin co-star Billy Bob Thornton, who was then engaged to actress Laura Dern.